I'd say that this is the crowning achievement of my doll career. Hi everyone! So these are the Zodiacs, and one doesn't have a video, and that is Capricorn. That's because she has her own separate YouTube video. And you can watch it if you want, but it's not that good. Yeah, it was made a year ago. Anyways, enjoy the Zodiacs. By the way, leave a like to say hi everyone back. So what you need to know about these beginning videos is that this was before I did voiceovers and mainly did these wacky transitions, because that's what everyone else was doing at the time. Anyways, I removed the face with 100% acetone and made the horns out of epoxy and toothpicks, and I went so fast, it's really hard to narrate this. I'm so glad I do voiceovers now. But there's the hair, and it looks really nice. And I painted the pants with gold, as per usual, and I did these little rings as a tribute. Oh, there's the shirt! I can't do this. So this video I'm pretty proud of though, as my transitions and the doll juice, which I spilled water on my desk multiple times, actually motivated me to clean my desk. And there's Aries, one of my favorite of the Zodiacs. She's very childlike and cute. For Taurus, I wanted to make this kind of mafioso character, as I really wanted her to be tough and strong. Not a lot of people understood this design choice, which is okay because Taurus is much lighter apparently, but through my research, what I found was darker colors. I think what a lot of people misunderstood about the Zodiacs is that they were kind of my own interpretation through the research I did. This doll also cemented my love of sculpting, as the horns turned out really well and I had fun sculpting them. I also love how the hair turned out. I think it turned out great and very soft and fluffy, and I had fun painting the shoes. I also wanted to mention that my voiceover sounds very different because I'm using a different program and I'm not really used to how it works. So I apologize, I'm simply experimenting. So this doll was mainly inspired by a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character, Risotto, and the biggest complaint I received with this doll was that she was demon-like, which isn't the point at all. Basically, she was kind of the raunchiest sign, apparently, from my research, and I had to convey that in a way that wasn't super inappropriate. And this is nothing against Scorpios, this is just what my research found, and I wanted to make her a strong warrior type anyways, so yeah, she's like a superhero. Libra had very little research put into her. In fact, I kind of winged it with her. All I knew is that Libras were kind of associated with pastel colors, and I feel like if I had done more research, I probably would have made her a better design, but I still like it, and I think that she turned out very ethereal and pretty, and I used a lot of cloud motifs in her design that I think is nice. You know, a simple kind of balance. But with that being said, I ended up actually going back and changing her shirt because I didn't like it. And she's also one of the first dolls I made with body tattoos. I don't know why I haven't done more of them in the future. I guess it's just hard to spray Mr. Super Clear on a doll's body. Anyways, coming up right now is technically part 4 of Libra, where I ended up changing her shirt and I really liked it. And it's a voiceover, so here we go. Hi everyone! This is Fixing Up Libra. Most people have been wondering where Libra is, but I've already done her, so I've decided to change her shirt and her armbands. And I could make a JoJo reference right now. Anyways, I'll be showing you how to make a bra using my mannequin doll, as well as a rough pattern that I cut out of paper. I construct a tiny bra. I don't sew any of this because it's way too small to fit under my sewing machine, but I do make new armbands out of the same material I used for the bra. Once I put the bra together, I paint some gold as a signature element, and I bedazzle it. I absolutely love sparkly things, if you know me. You can also see the armbands in the background, and she's done. She looks even more ethereal. Tomorrow, I'll be revealing all the Zodiacs, so stay tuned!
Leo. She's supposed to be a very motherly queen type, kind of a mentor for the other Zodiacs.
I had a very interesting time prepping the doll as the face was so dirty and gross. But besides that, I actually had a lot of trouble with the face and dress, and if there was one Zodiac that I could redo, it would probably be this one. Although I was proud of her at the time, I look back now and see so much I could have done better. And that doesn't mean she's bad or, poorly designed. She's just different, and I feel like that I could improve her so much. Someday I'm considering redoing all the Zodiacs. But I still really, really love her. She's gorgeous. Frustrated with my low TikTok viewership, I decided to do one doll in 1 minute. And honestly, it didn't really go that well. People accused me of kind of slacking off on this doll, which actually isn't the case. I actually had to learn how to sew a completely different pattern for this one. It was really hard. But that aside, the Zodiac series was such a big turning point for me in general, and honestly, it changed my doll career and my life. Because directly after this doll, someone suggested to me to start doing voiceovers. Which didn't work at first, but I figured it out and now I'm here. So it's time for the turning point of my career. The first hi everyone! Which is on the second part. So here's my best attempt on what the voiceover would have been. This is the first part of Cancer. I start by getting my seam ripper and start making a pattern out of the dress. Then I remove the face with 100% acetone and paint the dress and sew it. I really like how this dress turned out and I did a good job. Hi everyone, I've decided to do a voiceover. This is Cancer Part 2. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a Part 3, but we'll see. So far we have the dress done and the face up, which I don't film because people don't seem to like. Since the face up is done, I glossed the eyes. And while that dries, let's start on the shoes. Take plastic wrap and wrap it as tightly as you can around the leg. Secure it with tape if you have to. Get a water glue mixture, get some paper, dip it in, and wrap it around the leg. Once you're done, let it dry. Onto the hair, I paint a thin layer of glue and spiral the wefts around the head. And let it dry. The shoes need a second layer, but... Hi everyone! Time for Part 3, the final part of Cancer. Let's go! The hair is all done, it just needs a trim now. And I added another layer of paper mache to the shoes. However, I should not be trusted with a pair of scissors, so the trimming job goes to my mom. Let's finish the shoes while we wait. First, you want to cut a Q-tip like so. And you hot glue it to the heel, that's really it. Now that the hair is cut, and it looks all nice, very nice job, Mom. Now it's time to paint the shoes. You can see I used hot glue at the front of the shoe to make more shape. I ended up changing the shoe color to pink, as you'll see in a second. Added a tulle capelet seen in her concept, some last minute details that I later removed, because doll making is trial and error. And she's done! Hope you guys like her. She was inspired by JoJo characters, aesthetic mood boards, and whatever else my funky little brain thought of. Hi everyone! This is part 1 of Gemini. So, about the concept. You're probably thinking it's creepy, but here's the thing. Kinda meant to be like that, but it'll be the most intense doll I've ever made, so I'm so excited. Here are our victims. I am sadly going to have to sacrifice this face up for the sake of Gemini. In the arms of the angels. Creepy. Do the same thing to Draculaura and cut the hair to prep the doll. Once that's all done, let's mark where we want to cut the head. Cut it, squish, squish. Now we can fuse the heads together. Let's start with hot glue as our initial bonding material. I'm going to go over it with epoxy sculpt, so this is just our first step. Cool. That looks cool. Now it's time for the epoxy. I really tried my best on the sculpting, but I sanded it down and it still doesn't look the cleanest, but once I painted it, it looked fine. Hi everyone! This is part 2 of Gemini. So far, we have the head sculpted, so let's start on the clothes. Patterns I used were from Moonlight Jewel and DG Requiem. I made some modifications to the patterns to fit my design, but I don't like it. So I ended up fixing it. Yay, it looks all better now. After I sprayed the face with Mr. Super Clear, it's time to start with our initial blush. Use a kneaded eraser for mistakes. Now I'm sketching out what I want for the eyes. Honestly, it's easier for me to do the face up off camera. See what I mean? Now I'm just brightening up the sclera with white and adding eye shines. Moving on to the jacket, I want to paint something cool on the back. And while that dries, I brush out some acrylic yarn wefts and flat iron them. Then I go back to the jacket and start drawing a design I want for Gemini on the back. Hi everyone! Thank you so much for your love and support on my last video. Now, what you've all been waiting for, the final part, part 3 of Gemini. The face up is sealed with this last layer of Mr. Super Clear. So I go ahead and gloss the eyes with the end of a paintbrush. It's easier for me. While we wait for that to dry, let's start painting the design on the jacket. I was inspired by Art Deco and tarot cards. Snakes were inspired by the caduceus. Not because Geminis are snakes. The hair. I paint a layer of PVC glue on the back of the head. Instead of spiraling the wefts, I layer them vertically so they can be braided later. More paint, more wefts. Ooh, the jacket's done. Wow, look at that detail. The vertical method means that there's not as much volume in the back. Shoot time. And the hair is also done. Yeah, this video is a bit of a mess. But Gemini is done! I'm happy with how she turned out. Aquarius is next, bye! Hi everyone! This is part 1 of Aquarius. For this doll, I'll be using Cleo Denial. This doll has really good hair, so I'm keeping it. I pin it back in the doll sock. Let's prep the doll as usual and use 100% acetone to remove the face. Let's go spray it with some Mr. Super Clear. So this face up didn't turn out that great. We'll worry about that later. Let's sew the clothes. I'm using caution tape for her pants. I'm also making her a long blue jacket. So on this jacket, I'm planning to do a bit of embroidery. I'm not very good at embroidery, but I tried my best. I decided to completely redo the face. Here's me doing my initial blushing and sketch layer. Here, I start drawing the pupils. You have to be careful when doing this. Sketch out a rough shape of the eyebrows, and the first layer is done. Hi everyone! This is part 2 of Aquarius. Let's start off by finishing the embroidery on the jacket. It's not my best, but once I cleaned it up, it looked really good. I still feel like the jacket's a bit plain, so let's paint it. The one thing that all the zodiac signs have in common is the use of gold. It's not for anything special, it's just that I really like my gold paint. Ended up painting more on the back though. Onto the face. After spraying Mr. Super Clear, you can see the sealant darkens the pastels. So let's fix that, and add some more pastels. I'm currently experimenting with lighter pastels on the second layer. After that, I line my sketch layer with darker colors. After I add the pupils, I fill in the sclera with watered down white acrylic paint. And add the eye shine. Then I go and finish up sewing the jacket. Hi everyone! It's the final part 3 of Aquarius. So, we have the pants done and the jacket done. All we need now is the top. Her face up is also done, so let's take her out of the doll sock. Her hair is interesting. We'll fix that later. Let's just decide on what we want for the top. Now, normally, I don't do this, but I think I'm gonna modify this dress. Yeah, that looks cool. Start by brushing out the hair at the ends. Then, I boil a pot of water. Dunk the hair in boiling water for about a minute. Then, I brush it again and let it dry. I will be using Delightful's platform method for the shoes. Paint some PVC glue on the bottom of the shoes and wrap it with paper. While we let that dry, I'll be making the shades. I trace a pattern on the plastic to cut out. Once it's cut out, I paint it. And I also paint the shirt. I add the final touches by gluing everything together and painting it. And ta-da! We're done! She is such a baddie. I love her. Pisces is next! Hi everyone! This is part 1 of Pisces. For this doll, we'll be using a Draculaura, and she has awful hair. Like, it's really bad. So let's cut it. The glue melts in the head over time, which is how it got like this. Now that it's cut, let's put it under some hot water to get the head off. And now that the head is off, we can remove the hair plugs with tweezers. This hair was the worst I've ever had. I had to cut open the head to get it all out. It was awful. Let's start the pants. Now my inspiration for this doll was koi fish, because of the sign itself, and I think koi fish have a delicate beauty to them. I paint the scalp for the doll, and while that dries, I sew up the pants. Watch as my needle gets unthreaded. I start brushing out the yarn wefts with a pet brush. Oh, and the scalp is dry. Flat iron time. Hi everyone! This is Pisces Part 2. So, we have the clothes done, and the head is sprayed with its first layer of Mr. Super Clear. So let's do our sketch layer. I made her very fish-like with cute little marks on the side of her face and big eyes. I decided her outfit was missing something, so I braided her a belt. And I decided to sew a tiny, cute charm on the belt. I finished my sketch layers and fill in the sclera with watered-down white acrylic paint. And of course, I have to add gold paint to the shirt, as it is the staple of the Zodiacs. While I was doing this, the gloss dried on the eyes, and they are beautiful. As for the hair, I decided to add some highlighter to the ends of the wefts. So pretty. Hi everyone! This is Part 3, the final part of Pisces. For Part 3 specifically, I wanted to focus on the hair and show you how to make a ponytail. Let's start with a thin layer of PVC glue on the bottom of the head. You'll start by circling the hair around here. I apply the wefts at the bottom of the scalp where the PVC glue is. See how the ponytail will form? I continue my yarn weft circle around the scalp, and then I do another layer of yarn weft circle, and finally I roll up a yarn weft and stick it in the middle. Wow, her hair is crazy. And then I tie it all back and add some bangs, and she's done! I personally think she has to be one of my favorites. She turned out the cutest, and I had so much fun making her. So, with that being said, our last zodiac sign is Virgo, and I'm working on it right now. Hi everyone! This is part 1 of Virgo. For this doll, we'll be using Scara Scream. She has awful hair too, just like our last doll. So let's tie it up and get rid of it. I remove the head with boiling water and also scrape out the hair plugs with tweezers. And remove the face with 100% acetone. I don't really know if I like her mold. For the dress, I decided to find something that was pre-made by me a few months ago. I decided to update it with some lace and ribbon and tulle. Here's me sewing it. I absolutely love how this dress turned out. Now, I'm going to teach you how to make yarn wefts. You'll need scissors, a pet brush, and 100% acrylic yarn. Start by wrapping your yarn around something like a DVD case. Cut it, and you'll have something like this. Then, you want to tie the yarn in a knot, making sure you can brush out the ends, like so. Start by brushing out the yarn at the end. Hi everyone! This is Virgo Part 2. Yes, I know I put Part 3, but I wasn't paying attention. So continuing from our last part, your yarn wefts should look like this. Then you want to flat iron them. And you paint them down with glue onto a plastic bag. Once that's dry, you can peel them off and they'll look like this. For the shoes, I just used my paper mache method, which is water, glue, and paper. And while that dries, I do my first layer of the face-up. And the second layer of the face-up. It's just hard to film face-ups. Finish it off with gloss to the eyes and lips. I decided to make her a little book bag out of cardboard. I hot glue black silk to the cardboard to give it a finished edge, and then I remembered to paint the signature gold on the outfit. I painted a golden bee on the chest as a symbol of sorts. Hi everyone! This is part 3, the final part of Virgo. The hair is made into wefts and the shoes are dry. So let's get working. I start by painting the scalp of the doll the hair color. I do this so the hair will look as full as possible. Doing the same method I used on Pisces, I put 2 ponytails on the side of the head, making sure that the part is very thick in the middle. Wow, she kind of looks like female Bowser right here, and I think it's pretty cool. The hair is done, it looks really great. I put the hair aside and painted the shoes. I'm not really sure what these shoes are called, but they're really classy. The head is ready to be put back on the body, and she's done. Wow, she turned out really great. I know I didn't film much for this, but it's because I'm actually really tired. I've been meaning to give myself a break for about 2 months, but don't worry, I'll be back soon and I have something special planned. Hi everyone! Today we'll be featuring all the Zodiacs. However, All I ask is that you check out the link in my bio. I've put an incredible amount of time and effort into these dolls, and I'd really appreciate you checking out my merch. No pressure, but it's pretty cool. And now for the zodiac signs. Thank you for all your support. I'm taking a break now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate if you stayed till the end, and I wanted to explain a few things. If you see some mess-ups and kind of cut-offs in the video, that's not because of my video editing software, it's because of the actual original TikTok videos, and they cut off a lot of my audio for some reason. I don't know why it did that, but it's fixed now, so future videos did not have that. I want to thank you guys so much for all your support, and bye everyone!